Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Huseyn Turkelli. I'm here on behalf of Advocacy Center for South Azerbaijani Turks, which is lobbying and advocating for the right of self-determination for South Azerbaijani Turks. The following is the statement of the Advocacy Center for South Azerbaijani Turks. So the necessity for this protest is prompted by the recent hunger strike of our valued compatriots in Iranian prisons. The leading members of new South Azerbaijan National Awakening Movement, Dr. Latif Hassani, Ayat Mehrali Baili, Behbud Gulizadeh, Mahmoud Fazli, and Shahram Radmeh had gone on hunger strike for 28 days, demanding an impartial and factual trial. Even though they have conditionally ceased the hunger strike on 9 August, their health is gravely deteriorated and their lives are at imminent risk. The Yeni GAMOH leaders had gone on the hunger strike demanding the Islamic Revolutionary Tribunal to revisit its cruel judgment of 9 years in prison against them. However, the regime has reacted with a harsher punitive measure and has ordered their exile from Tabriz prison, where they were previously apprehended, to the Rajai prison, located 600-700 kilometers farther from their relatives' residences. The Iranian Revolutionary Tribunal, which acts as an arm's-length adjudicative body of the Iranian Ministry of Intelligence and Security, has convicted the founders of Yeni GAMOH in a preposterously prejudicial, unfair and fully one-sided trial held at the tribunal's Tabriz location. Their counsels had not been provided with appropriate disclosures, and they were not given adequate time to prepare and present a defense. The leaders of New GAMOH are penalized for simply establishing an overt, manifestly non-violent, and a civil assembly, demanding the right of self-determination of the people of South Azerbaijan in accordance with the International Human Rights Declaration and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Iran is a signatory of both the Declaration and the Covenant. By co-signing the Declaration and the Covenant, Iran has undertaken to recognize its ethnic minorities' entitlement to self-determination. Subsequently, what the leaders of Yeni GAMOH have called for is lawful and legitimate. Accordingly, the leaders of Yeni GAMOH are wrongfully detained, unjustly indicted, illegally prosecuted, and illicitly convicted. Therefore, it is demanded that all false charges against Yeni GAMOH leaders are withdrawn and they are released immediately. It is further called upon the Iranian government to release all other South Azerbaijani prisoners, namely Said Matinpur, Hassan Hergoli, Abdullah Sedugi, Hamid Malikzadeh, Aziz Purvali, Hussein Ronagi Maliki, Ali Jabbari, Shahrukh Zamani, Wahid Sheikh Bailu, Mehdi Shafiq, Mehdi Kukhyan, and the others. We are all cognizant that Iran has this reputation for ill treatment of its prisoners. Many are deceased while in custody due to the horrible circumstances of the prisons and injuries sustained as a result of ill treatment and torture. Thus, it is presumed that South Azerbaijani prisoners are at imminent risk of torture and ill treatment. It is likewise called upon the international community to do everything in its authority to ensure that the aforementioned and the other political prisoners are released immediately and unconditionally. Thank you on behalf of Advocacy Center for South Azerbaijani Turks. Thank you.
Thank you.